With all the videos I've animated and funny stories I've shared, you'd assume I'm a full-time animator that loves his work and craft. Wrong. I do love my work, but I ain't no full-time animator. Just yesterday I was scrolling through my Instagram reading some messages like, how do you juggle between your work and your animations? How do you go about your daily life? Are you single? Unfortunately, I can only answer 2 of the questions, which then I thought, hey, it might be worth talking about what I do in a day since some people think animation is easy peasy lemon squeezy. What even is lemon squeezy? Let me search Google. Many people use this term to refer to a task that's easy to complete. Ah, so squeezing lemon is easy. Okay, I got you. Since I do have a day job, I'm gonna have to say that like most professionals, I work in an office and thus begin my day by commuting to work. End of story. I'm just kidding. This video is about the days I'm at home animating. I'm just teasing those who have Monday blues because they absolutely dread starting their workday stuck in the traffic for 2 hours. And I know, people be telling me, find a job you enjoy doing and you'll never have to work a day in your life. But I'm like, bitch, I love my work. I just don't have enough time to do the stuff I love.
Do you know what I mean?
Whatever. So, what goes on in a day? I like to start my mornings by thinking of concept art or the storyboards. I'm quite the morning person, so I spend most of my time processing the creative bulk of my animations at my most energetic state. Any creative process should begin when your stomach is happy, and by that I'm saying I prefer starting after I had my morning meals. I tend to eat wholesome breakfasts because I like to go by this belief. You win the morning, you win the day. And how do you do that, you may ask? By feasting on what I call breakfast for champions. After I've done enough for my storyboards, I'll take a break for an hour or so. That's like 11 AM and not close enough to lunchtime yet. So what do I do then? I usually log on to YouTube and check out what my friends have posted. It's pretty cool seeing what you all are up to. Oftentimes, as an animator or content creator, it gets pretty lonely when you're immersed in your own work and you're always confined to your own space that you tend to forget what's going on out there in the world. And by noontime, I then proceed to have lunch. Lunch is usually light for me. There's this common saying that if you take loads of carb for lunch, you'll fall into a food coma after that. And while I don't know how true that is, I do know that carbs, those breads, rice, noodles, etc., they ain't my enemy, so lunch it is. And at about 1 or 2 PM, that's where the really happens. The drawing and animation stage. This process itself can take up to 3 to 4 hours of my entire afternoon. I mentioned earlier that when animators get immersed in their work, time flies by so fast, we don't even notice it. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here to ask a question. Do you guys listen to music when you're doing your work? For some reason, I can't listen to music while I'm doing my drawings or animations. I mean, I tried. Pop, rock, R&B, ASMR, lo-fi or whatever that is. And while they do seem enjoyable to some extent, I just can't seem to concentrate. So I'm wondering, how do you guys do it? And if you don't mind, please leave a comment below teaching me your methods. Pretty please? After all is said and done, and when I'm satisfied with the animations, I like to wrap things up by having my work checked. It's pretty common for us animators to make mistakes, no matter how detailed or precise we think we are, and not gonna lie, sometimes these little mistakes do manage to escape our eagle eyes. Of course, if you're an animator attached to a studio, you'd probably have the luxury of a creative supervisor examining your work. But if you're a one-man show like myself, you kinda need to make sure your work is in line with the overall creative vision. Once that's done, woo-wee, it's time for dinner. Normally, people around me reserve dinner for the best meal of the day. Those tender, juicy steaks you see on TV. Hi sir, what can I get for you? I'll have the steak please. And how would you like it? Immediately. Okay, maybe not a good analogy, but you get what I mean. Anyway, yeah, dinner. My dinner is so boring you'd fall asleep just by looking at it. I mean, look at that. You have grilled chicken, some tomatoes, and cucumbers. Pretty much super clean food that makes you go crazy. But that's what I like to eat, and I'm not saying you need to eat that way, no. Just treat yourself, okay? This last bit is how I wrap up my day. After dinner, I prefer to chill when my energy levels are almost depleted. Again, I usually find myself on YouTube watching videos from other awesome creators and catching up on live streams from my talented buddies. Other than that, I also tend to scroll mindlessly on social platforms like Instagram or Twitter just to get some ideas from my stories. I mean, I'm pretty good at writing my own stories, but I do need to keep up with the trends, you know? I really don't want to be left behind when the world is moving so fast. So in case you're wondering, that's basically what my normal schedule is like when I'm animating and working on my channel as a YouTube animator. I thought about doing this since some time ago, but I was hesitant because I'm not like a full-time studio animator, and I was a little worried I'm not going to be able to provide value for you guys. But then I'm like, hey, if I can juggle my life between long hours of work and still able to work on my passion projects, this might help someone out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the animations and little clips of my day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out!